Hello and welcome to Headlines. I'm Dominique Avery, in for Karen Handville. Decisions impacting your taxes are being made over the next few weeks. The budget process is underway, and there are a whole series of budget workshops planned, culminating in a budget workshop in the library on March 11th at 5:30 p.m. The workshops are for department heads, but will be open to the public. Other dates to note are Tuesday, March 11th, when the Board of Ed adopts its budget, March 12th, when the Board of Education presents its budget to the Board of Finance, and Tuesday, March 25th, when the Board of Selectmen presents their budget to the Board of Finance. Those meetings will be covered by SCTV. The town-wide budget referendum is May 6th. The Board of Ed's schedule is on their website at www.simsbury.k12.ct.us. Click on Budget Update on the left-hand side. For the town schedule, go to simsburyk12.ct.us and under Quick Links, select 2014-15 Budget. Some big entertainment news for Simsbury. The Simsbury Meadows Performing Arts Council has scored an excellent concert this summer. Willie Nelson and Alison Krauss, two multiple Grammy winners, are bringing their respective bands to Simsbury's Performing Arts Center this summer as part of a 35-city tour. The two groups, Willie Nelson and Family and Alison Krauss and Union Station, will be playing Sunday, June 15th. A word of caution, tickets for Willie Nelson and Alison Krauss go on sale March 3rd for fan club members and some other favored people. They go on sale to the general public through Ticketmaster on March 7th at 9 a.m. Tickets in the lawn section will be $38. Be wary of anybody selling tickets earlier than that or who are asking for more money for lawn seats. Meanwhile, the 2014 Talcott Mountain Music Festival has released its schedule. The Hartford Symphony kicks off its summer series June 27th with Mozart. July 3rd is the Celebrate America concert with fireworks. July 11th is Broadway Rocks, and the music of Queen is on July 18th. The final concert is a tribute to Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong on July 25th. A quick reminder, there are still tickets available for the Simsbury Light Opera Company's performance of The Mikado. Performances will be in Eno Memorial Hall March 8th and 15th at 7:30 p.m., and March 9th and 16th at 2 p.m. For information or for tickets, call 860-217-0052 or go to www.sloco.org. The Mikado is always one of Gilbert and Sullivan's most popular comic operas and is one of the most frequently performed musical theater pieces in history.
Hi, I'm Chef Renee of Simply Fresh Food with Chef Renee, inviting you to come out in support of your local library and join me for a cooking demonstration. That's right, a cooking demonstration on March the 12th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Registration is required and seats are limited, so hurry and reserve yours today. You can reserve your seat by registering online at www.simsburylibrary.info and click on the calendar to register, or you can give them a call at 860-658-7663, extension 2200. That's 860-658-7663, extension 2200. Hurry and reserve your seat today, and I'll see you there.
The Simsbury Public Library is bringing some very interesting authors to town in March. On Sunday, March 9th, former Simsbury High School student Brendan Sullivan will be here. You might remember that Sullivan got booted from his job as the Simsbury High School newspaper editor and later worked for the Hartford Courant. Well, he went on to become a New York City DJ, where he met Stefani Germanotta, known better as Lady Gaga. He's written a book about her rise to pop stardom called Rivington Was Ours, about Lady Gaga and the scene on the Lower East Side. He'll be at the Simsbury Public Library Sunday, March 9th from 1:30 to 3 p.m. to talk about his writing process, music, and living in New York City. The author of The Art Forger, the fascinating novel inspired by the $500 million art theft from Boston's Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, the largest art heist in history, will be at the library on March 13th at 7 p.m. Author B.S. Shapiro, who makes Boston her home, was inspired by that theft and turned it into a novel. Shapiro left the corporate world after the birth of her second child to write, and has written 6 novels, 4 screenplays, and a nonfiction book. To attend the lecture, you must register by stopping by the reference desk or by calling 860-658-7663. Another interesting event at the library will be the Simsbury Land Trust's airing of the documentary Mother Nature's Child. The film focuses on nature's powerful role in children's health and development, which is largely disappearing for modern children who rarely get to experience free play outdoors. The film is showing Thursday, March 6th at 6:30. RSVP to the Simsbury Land Trust at 860-651-8773. Lots of athletic events will be held here in the coming months.
Hi, my name is Kelly Sterling, and I'm a North Granby resident.
And I'm Shannon O'Donnell, and I'm a Winsted resident.
I'm Ellie DeVoe, and I'm a senior at Westminster School from Simsbury, Connecticut.
Hello, I'm Ben Kleinschmidt. I'm also a senior from Westminster School.
We are here today to promote the upcoming MS Walk held this year at Westminster School in Simsbury, Connecticut on April 6, 2014. It starts at 9 a.m. It's a fun-filled event to raise money for finding a cure for this disease.
MS is an autoimmune disease affecting the central nervous system. The effects of MS are different for everyone. For some, MS can mean numbness and tingling in the extremities. For others, it can mean loss of vision, speech, or even movement. In severe cases, it can lead to complete paralysis.
So Ben and I can talk about why we started as MS Society. I've been a part of the society for 4 years now. I started my freshman year raising money that the school donates for the cause, and it's been a completely rewarding experience.
I initially started back in sophomore year just raising money, nothing too much for the walk. Junior year I got way more involved. I started planning the walk with Jill Loveland from Westminster School. She's been doing it for 13 years. She helped me get into the walk and planning it and getting the vans all around to make sure everything runs smoothly. And then this year I took the leadership role with the walk as a student from Westminster, so hopefully everything runs smoothly this year.
So Kelly and Shannon, how did you guys become involved?
I became involved in 2006 when I was first diagnosed with MS, and I've been walking ever since. Mm-hmm. And I also serve on the MS Walk Planning Committee because, again, I think the more you get involved, the better you are.
And I was diagnosed with MS in 1999, but I started walking in 2005. And I have gone every year, walked every year. We actually have a team together, and we have a huge team, a lot of our friends and family, and new members every year. So we just raise money for the cure of MS. So how many years have you guys been in the committee?
Yeah, go back. I was in the committee for about 2 years. 2 years now, doing main stuff. Last year was my first walk that I was really involved in. Just making sure everything goes smoothly with the walk, getting everything set up, and that kind of stuff. I was in the vans. Westminster supplies vans, so if anyone gets tired along the walk, we can pick you guys right up, and just coordinating the vans and all that kind of stuff. Crucial things, for during the actual walk.
Yeah, Ben and I spend a lot of time organizing the Westminster Volunteers. We have over 100 students and faculty who come down on that Sunday and help set up from 7 in the morning, or the day before we set up. There's a band at the end in the rink. The MS Society provides sandwiches from Subway, so it's a really good time. That's what Ben and I help organize all of the Westminster Volunteers.
Especially Westminster is lucky enough to give us, their rink and the use of most of their, area, of their land. And there's a short walk that's around just the campus, which goes around. So it's a beautiful, walk, especially in the spring when the leaves are coming back. It's a great walk. Or we go around Simsbury Town. Simsbury Town is also nice enough to show us that. And Westminster lets us use their rink. Within the rink, you can, sign up within the rink, or you can sign up before online if you want to. But Westminster's a great place for the walk, I would say, for sure.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's like the kickoff to the summer or spring for me. It's just like, and I love that it's rain or shine, because it's just as fun when it's raining, because it's just a bunch of people walking together for the cure, and we're all excited to be out and about. So it's a great event.
It is. It's a very fun-filled family event. There's face painting. There's walking. So there's people with strollers. With their younger kids, with dogs. Lots of dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a great event and a great thing to raise money for. And again, it's taking place on Sunday, April 6, 2014. You can register online at ctfightsms.org. Registration starts at 8 in the morning, and the walk starts at 9.
You can also send donations to the Connecticut chapter or the website below on the screen.
And again, there are more than 6,000 residents in Connecticut currently fighting the battle against MS. And there are 2.5 million people worldwide. So again, if you would like to join us on April 6, 2014, we'd love to see you there. Again, walk starts at 9. It's a fun-filled event, and it's for a great cause. Hope to see you there.
The Simsbury Performing Arts Council has also released their schedule of their upcoming athletic events. The annual River Run, the 5 and 10K races, is on April 27th, starting and ending at Iron Horse Boulevard. The Hartford Half Marathon is on June 1st, and the annual Fidelco Dog Walk at the Performing Arts Center is on September 28th. The Jim Calhoun Ride has moved to Farmington this year. Simsbury High School has a unified sports event coming up on March 4th.
Hi, my name is Nicole.
I'm Nicole Havacost.
And I'm Brandon Lake. We are from Simsbury High School.
We are here to talk about unified sports basketball.
Unified sports basketball is a place where students with special needs and their peers can compete with different schools.
We have a tournament at Simsbury High School is on March 4th, and the time is 2:30, 6 o'clock p.m.
So come and see our great basketball team that is led by Coach Baumer and Coach Spector.
Hope to see you all there.
And a reminder, registration is still going on for Simsbury's first triathlon on Sunday, May 18th at 11 a.m. Designed to highlight Simsbury's outdoor assets and encourage tourism, it includes a 3.6-mile running hiking segment, an 11.5-mile biking course, and in lieu of swimming, it ends with a 2-mile loop paddling on the Farmington River. You can register online at trysimsbury.com. Speaking of the Farmington River, the history of the river and its influence on regional historic events will be the subject of a lecture by Eileen Fielding, the Executive Director of the Farmington River Watershed Association. It will be held at the Simsbury Historical Society's Ellsworth Center on Sunday, March 16th at 2 p.m. Admission is $5 per person. Proceeds benefit historic sites of Connecticut's Farmington Valley. For more information, call the Farmington Valley Watershed Association at 860-676-8878. The Simsbury Historical Society is filled with interesting artifacts and exhibits. With more, here is Elaine Lang.
After the February we've had, it's hard to imagine sitting in an unheated meeting house for hours-long services. Our ancestors had an easy and clever solution. Most women would wear very heavy skirts and heavy insulated petticoats that would fall to the floor and slip underneath one of these, a foot stove. This one was part of the original collection at the Simsbury Historical Society. Inside, a tray that would hold glowing embers that would continue to heat the owner through a long service. When wood stoves came into more popular use, they were less necessary for church, but similar wood stoves were used in carriages well into the 19th century. This foot stove is part of our original collection when the Society was founded in 1911. 1911 was not a year when many people were thinking about staying warm. It was the hottest summer on record, and to this day, the heat wave of that summer is the Connecticut weather disaster that has claimed the most lives. What people wanted in 1911 was ice, and ice was one of the largest industries of the northeastern United States for much of the 1800s and well into the early 1900s. Ponds were cleared of snow. Horse-drawn saws would score and cut the ice. Men with hooks would pull the blocks and lift them out and store them in ice houses and in commercial ice storage facilities, ready for weekly delivery to subscribing customers who would see a gentleman or a young boy arrive at the door carrying a large block of ice with tongs like these. Local farms would harvest their own ice from ice ponds. Most farm ponds were not providing water so much for irrigation and livestock, but had the primary purpose of providing ice for the family's summer storage of food. The ice house on the Simsbury Historical Society property is currently being renovated and preserved for future exhibits. Originally, it stood at the location where the Bank of America currently is, behind this house. Ice was also harvested around town from many local ice ponds, including the pond that was lovely in summer behind Eaglewood, now the Simsbury 1820 house. A look at the city directory of Hartford and of the Farmington Valley from the early 20th century shows multiple ice dealers. But if you lived in Simsbury during the early 20th century, your ice was probably delivered by a gentleman named Dwayne Clement, who ran his ice business off Woodland Street, down near Ensign Bigford. We've gotten some very interesting stories about memories of ice harvesting and ice storage from many Simsbury residents. Some fondly remember sneaking into the ice house on a hot day to cool off, and others remember the pond at the base of Williams Hill, where Owensbrook Boulevard was put in 1970, being harvested for ice and also used for Westminster students to practice ice hockey. If you have memories or your family has stories of ice houses, ice harvesting, and ice storage in their homes or in their friends' homes, we'd love to hear them. We're collecting them and cataloging them for future exhibits and learning projects at the Society. Please contact us through the website, simsburyhistory.org, or give us a call, or stop by. We're at 800 Hot Meadow Street, parking in the rear off of Iron Horse Boulevard. And as always, our preservation and presentation efforts are only made possible through the generosity of our donors and our members. Please come down, join the Society, and visit the museum and come and see everything we have to offer. Hope to see you soon.
More local history news. 10 students in Simsbury are working hard on their history projects, which they will present at Torrington High School at the Torrington District History Day in Connecticut contest on March 29th. Torrington is one of the 6 History Day in Connecticut district contests held in the state throughout March. Students from 20 towns are competing in Torrington. Those who place in the top 3 are invited to the State History Day contest on April 26th at Central Connecticut State University. The theme for History Day this year is Rights and Responsibilities in History. Our local students are being supported in their work by the Simsbury Historical Society, the Simsbury Free Library, and Simsbury High School. The contest is led by the Connecticut Old State House. The Simsbury Free Library is continuing its series of Connecticut history lectures. The next in the series is about Yankee ingenuity, our industrial heritage between 1767 and 1980. The speaker is Tom Radcliffe, a former English and social studies teacher who writes historical fiction for young adults. An expert in Connecticut history and the Civil War, he has a master's degree in early American history and for 20 years taught at Central Connecticut State University. His lecture at the Simsbury Free Library, Tuesday, March 18th at 1 p.m. Members are free, $5 for non-members. Registration is recommended for this. It's the third in a series. Call 860-408-1336. Common Core standards have been in the news lately ever since a West Hartford teacher published an op-ed in the Hartford Courant saying the Common Core standards were stripping the joy out of teaching and doing nothing to help children. In an interview on SCTV's Simsbury School News on the Common Core standards, Terrafil Principal Scott Baker said that despite the new standards, there is still room for teacher creativity.
So on the flip side of it, what I try to do as a principal is give teachers license and freedom to find those places where you can embed yourself into the learning. You know, you take a nonfiction unit and have them, you know, something happens with a volcanic eruption or something, and allow them to be able to run with that because kids are really into it. Or, you know, in a science unit, you know, there might be something on shadows, and you could do the little reading, and there's a website. Or you can go outside and start drawing with chalk. So there are opportunities to do that. I think it's just it's a different age than it was.
And I think that we're all very aware of the fact that, especially at the elementary level, we're dealing with kids. And we need our kids to be engaged in the learning. We need our kids to enjoy the learning. And we need to enjoy the teaching, which is what brought us all into the classroom in the first place. So it's wonderful that we have Scott's support, and people know that we need to provide opportunities to have the creativity and the fun that goes along with this and supports the learning and the standards that we're doing.
You can find the whole interview on the impact of Common Core standards on Simsbury at simsburytv.org. Did you know that in 2013, SCTV volunteers covered 16 Board of Education meetings, 11 school concerts and other activities, 27 high school sporting events, and provided 42 other educational programs, including the monthly Simsbury School News Show for our Education Channel 95. On the Government Channel 96, we also covered countless committee meetings for the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance, Design Review, Economic Development Commission, Planning Commission, and the Zoning Commission. All those meetings which keep you informed about your town government were recorded by volunteers using remote cameras. If you would like to volunteer or sign up for free training, visit us here in the lower level of Eno Memorial Hall or call us at 860-658-1720 or email us at simtv@yahoo.com. Join our team of volunteers. We would love to have you. In the meantime, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. The SCTV staff and Board of Directors would like to thank all of you who have given us financial support to help us keep our town residents informed. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dominique Avery, and we are SCTV, your town, your schools, your government.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.